Now to our iTeam investigation. In this post 9/11 world of increased security, you would think the military would be protecting its own bases, but that's not the case. When you drive up to Fort Richardson or Elmendorf, chances are it's not an MP who's checking your ID, it's a private security guard. CBS 11's iTeam reporter Matt Norden has been investigating whether this is safe and if taxpayers are getting their money's worth. Matt?
Well, with so many troops heading overseas after 9/11, the Defense Department suddenly had a lot of holes to fill at military bases here at home. There were not enough MPs to man security checkpoints. And with Congress's blessing, DOD decided to hire private companies to do the job. The Army wanted to hire those security guards quickly, so it turned to a no-bid process through a program designed to give a boost to businesses owned by the economically disadvantaged. And that's where Alaska Native corporations come in. Alutiiq was one of two Alaska Native corporations chosen to provide security guards, a contract worth as much as $100 million a year, though the Army says it's not paying them that much. Alutiiq is named after the Alaska Natives on the Kodiak Archipelago, who are also its shareholders. The company's spokesman, Sarah Lou Keene, is from the village of Port Lions.
I wonder if some Americans might be uneasy that their base security is now provided by private contractors. Should they be uneasy?
Absolutely not. Alutiiq, we're very proud of our performance. We provide quality service for our client.
And the benefit to Alutiiq's shareholders is clear. On average last year, they got $21,000 in dividends. The previous year, $17,000. Lou Keene sees its effect on her own family.
Actually, just last year, at the ripe age of 52, I think my dad opted to start his own business to supplement his traditional lifestyle. And so the corporation provided him funding to get the necessary licenses and trainings, and then he utilized some of his native dividend to purchase a boat, and he's now operating his own private sports fishing business out of our village.
But critics claim the country as a whole doesn't benefit from any civilian company providing guards on military bases. They cite a Government Accountability Office investigation which found 61 guards at one site with criminal records. One had an active warrant and was arrested on the job. And at another location, nobody had submitted the paperwork to start background checks on any of the 128 guards hired in the past 2 years. CBS 11 News pressed the GAO to identify which contractor is at fault, but the agency refused, citing national security concerns. Alutiiq denies the government was pointing the finger at them.
The GAO report for security guards paints all security guard contractors in a very broad brush. The findings in the security GAO report, the major findings were not directed towards Alutiiq or our operations.
The no-bid contracts awarded to Alutiiq and another Alaska Native corporation called Chiniga Integrated Solutions are controversial for another reason: the cost. According to the GAO, the Army spends 25% more on these no-bid Alaska Native corporation contracts than it does for security guards provided by other private companies. And now, after all the scrutiny, the Army says it will not renew the Alaska Native Corporation's contracts.
We've been praised for our performance, and certainly if the Army chooses to take this out to full and open bid, we will compete in that process.
And if Alutiiq loses and can't make up the losses by winning other contracts, the impact will certainly be felt here in the villages. Private security guards have been used at both Fort Richardson and Elmendorf. We asked officials on both bases to comment on their experiences with civilian guards, good or bad, but Allie, they did not get back to us.